Dale bagels are awesome. Dude, people don't know about the secret bagel resurrection technique. You go to a deli at the end of the day. Well, you guys don't. Well, maybe you do have those. A bagel shop deli thing is what I'm talking about that we have in the city. Go to a place at the end of the day and you buy up, you know, whatever they got at the end. Stuff that they're like, they want to get rid of. You do it. Don't tell them, this one doesn't matter. This one doesn't matter. Bagels are not going to go up for this. Trust me. If you have a bagel that you bought maybe, you know, half dozen. You got a bag of them in your pantry. And one of them became a brick because you just left it and it dried out. All you do is wet a paper towel and wrap the bagel in it and then microwave it. That's it. That's all. That's all. Wet paper towel, squeeze it out a little so it's just damp. Wrap the bagel in it and microwave it. Yep, works every time. Works every time. Works with all very permeable things like any bread. Does work with pasta, though I think it comes out a little weird sometimes. Depends. Microwave bagel, ew. Do you know what microwaving is? It just heats something. My God. Also works for chips. It works for tortillas. I don't think I've ever tried that on chips. Why would you want to... Why would you do that for chips? I don't know. I'm not a big snack buyer. Chips? Chips? Really? Well, tortillas, it's fine. You know, you can do that. But if they get stale... Okay, drying out and getting stale are like a little different. There's a point with staleness where you just shouldn't even try to resurrect them. English or U.S. chips? U.S. I think they're talking about U.S. Unless you're not talking about crisps. Unless you're talking about, you know, UK chips. I don't know. Not sure. We'll go eat big crisps. Crisps. Fries just don't reheat. No, texture gets weird. There's so many better things you can do with potatoes than fries. I don't understand why you would do fries when you could just roast the potato. You could just bake it. Just bake it. Oh my God, why they're so much better like that. I don't dislike fries. I just feel like you give me a potato and you're like, what are you going to do with it? And I'm like, I'm roasting that shit. I'm wrapping it in foil and throwing it under a fire. You know what I mean? Like I'm not even doing anything to it. I'm just throwing it under a fire. And then later I'm going to dig it out and be like, oh, it's so hot. And then eat it, man. It's just so good. It's just so good. Even better, sweet potatoes. You don't even have to do anything to it. You can eat a potato with nothing on it if it's roasted well, but, you know, it's not the same as sweet potato. I don't know, man. Make soup with it. That's what I'm saying when I was talking about soup earlier. I was saying it's usually so easy. You can just roast the thing and then blend the thing and then you eat it. Yeah, exactly. You do this with potato soup. There are two different types that I like to make. One is where I pretty much just make a baked potato. I don't slice them in half or anything, right? I just stab holes in it and I do it whole like a regular baked potato. That way it doesn't lose too much moisture. Bake it all the way through. And then I just smash it up and add some cream, maybe butter, whatever, you know, whatever level of dairy you like. I like my shit very dairy. And I just blend it. You put it over the stove, you blend them together, immersion blender, leave it there. You can throw cheese in, melt it in if you want to be all gratuitous, you know, and just season it however you like. I'll usually also throw onions in the oven and garlic at the same time. Just a little later because the potatoes take a little longer, you know. And sometime later I throw those in, let them roast, and I just blend that shit, dude. You don't need to do anything else. Yeah, putting a mirepoix in there is usually pretty good too. Just for extra, you know, good stuff. Adds a little bit of depth to the flavor. It's so easy, man. Once you learn the joy of like tray baking stuff and blending it into a soup, you're gonna want to cook like that half the time because it's so easy. It's so easy, but it still tastes good, right? It still tastes nice. You should do it. Trust and believe. I think you might try growing tomatoes this spring. Trust me when I say this. Just do one tomato plant. Unless you're trying to provide for your whole family. Just do one, maybe two tomato plants. Because you're going to grow that plant. And it's going to yield a billion tomatoes. And you're going to be like, what do I do with all these? You know, you're going to be like covered in them. If you are the type of person who likes to make a lot of sauce yourself and then freeze it and stuff, then like yeah, do more. But if you're one person, even two people, three, one plant is probably enough. You know, just be aware one plant gives a wild amount of yield. Same with zucchini. Yeah, cucumbers can be like that too. They can be like that too. I used to do a bunch in those like community gardens, you know, where you can kind of there's certain parks and things that have community gardens, and you can go to them and do the whole thing. I had a cucumber plant, an eggplant, and a tomato. Oh, and green beans. I had green beans on a trellis. I had this little like rectangular plot in the community garden that I used, and those were the ones that I kept going for years. The amount of yield I got from just those, just one of each of those, was a lot, a lot. Now I had a huge family, so it was fine, you know. But still, if I was like living alone, I would have had way too fucking much. You know, you get so much. And you can freeze things, you know, you can turn things into other stuff, whatever, but it ends up being a lot. I would often do growing basil near a window. Growing any herbs near a window, but especially basil, you get so much. You're up to your ears in basil. You can only make just so much pesto and freeze just so much chopped basil for seasoning. Like it's too much. One basil plant, just one is good. So, just be aware. Be aware. If you grow any more of that, you're gonna have to start giving it out, which maybe is a good thing. If you're like in the suburbs and you have neighbors, you can probably give stuff to people. Probably just good, you know, or bring them to work or whatever. But your mom got a greenhouse and planted only cucumbers and tomatoes, and we ended up eating tomato and cucumber salads for months. Yeah, it can get to be a little much. It can be a lot. I wanted to grow cabbage. I don't have any land, though. I always wanted to get one of those spots where you have like a little roof garden. Those are so expensive. It's like I'm never getting that shit, but I always wanted that. Just a little roof planter. Oh, cabbage. Cabbage. I wanted to be a cabbage grower. I saw this dude sitting next to this cabbage that he grew, and it was the only time I ever thought, you know what, maybe the suburbs are all right.